I can't believe I'm going to tell you this, but my guest and I today slept together in the hay. Stay tuned to find out the whole story.
He's a Florida witch with something to say. Your friendly old sage with a teddy bear face. The Alexian Show. The magic's on its way. He's all set to play, so let's not delay. Welcome to Alexian Show.
Merry meet, everyone. I'm Alexian, and joining me today is my co-host, Draken.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good.
Good.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Happy anniversary!
Yes, it's been a full year. It does not feel like it.
I can't. Yeah. Lucky number 13, episode 13 today. And of course, as witches, we like the 13.
Right.
The number of the moon cycles in a year,
Yep.
13. We won't get into that history, but wow, a whole year.
Yeah.
We did it.
I know. Look at us.
Oh my goodness. I got so many things to talk about here before we bring on our guest.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm doing special for today's episode to commemorate this anniversary episode is I have a rare, unique prize for the Arcane Treasures giveaway at the end of the show. This is, hold yours up if you got it handy. This is the unique and very exclusive Alexian Show tumbler. And when I say exclusive, these three are the only ones in existence in the entire world. Okay. Yeah. So this is it. What you see on screen now, this is it. And somebody today is going to win this one to celebrate our 1 year anniversary. Again, these are made by my husband's niece, Anita, in Puerto Rico. Hey, and her husband. So wonderful, 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 wonderful gift for the lucky winner today. That's not all you're going to win, though. So there's more prizes than that. We'll talk about those soon. So I also should suggest that if you don't have time to watch the show now, why not listen on your drive to work or even while you're taking a shower? It's a great way to fit our show into our day. I have some analytics.
All right, let's go.
Here we go. Another 1,100 new subscribers plus.
Wow.
In the last 28 days.
That is so
this
crazy.
This brings our now subscriber total to over 11,036 people. I told you, remember I texted you and I'm like, we hit 10K.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we'd make it to 11 by today. Because even last night, it was like at 10,900 and something. But like in the last 24 hours, click, it did it.
That's amazing.
It's an amazing day. Amazing day. So out of those people that joined us, we had a lot of viewers. And the USA and Brazil keep slugging it out to see who's going to take that number one spot. And this last month, it was the USA that came in first. So thank you so much for watching our videos. And coming in second was Brazil again. Hola, Brazil. Obrigado.
Obrigado.
And the UK was in third place. Cheers, mate. I don't know if they still say that today. I'm just doing that from movies.
Yeah.
The top cities were London, New York City, and Chicago. So even though the UK was third place, they had the #1 city of the most views, and that was from London. Thank you so much for watching. You must have watched a bunch of old videos too, and I appreciate it. Hey, no matter where you're tuning in from, we love you all. And Draken and I want you to know that where you're tuning in from. So please comment in the chat below. And Draken's taking care of the comments, and she'll share on screen where you're joining us. Also, remember, if you're tuning in late, because this will go into replay. If you're tuning in late, hit that live button by the volume knob to stay in real time with us, and stick around until the end of the show for today's awesome giveaways. If you're tuning in late, you can always catch the beginning of the show later, but you got to be in real time with us in order to win those prizes. Yeah. So we're again thankful for all you guys viewing. Without your continued support, the show would not be possible. So what have you been up to, Draken?
For me, it's always the same old, except for the first time in my almost 60 years of life, I've been called to jury duty at the end of this month. And the thing is, I work for an attorney, so the chances of them keeping me on the jury is pretty low.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got it in the mail. I was like, oh my goodness, what?
I've received many letters, but I've only actually been called in one time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting. It was a drug case, I guess. And they asked us questions. And one of the questions they asked us was, do you think, what do you think about marijuana?
Yeah.
And other types of drugs? And when it came my turn, I'm like, I think marijuana should be legal. And I think sometimes alcohol should be illegal. I was dismissed.
Yeah, they're like, no, thank you. Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know which way that case was going, but In fact, Victor and I just signed a petition here in Florida to make marijuana legal. It's kind of ridiculous. It used to be a cash crop. A lot of people don't understand that. Everybody, the farmers used to grow it just like corn.
Yeah. Yeah. And we use hemp for everything.
Hemp rope, hemp string. Well, it all got really shady when they figured out that they could actually make ethanol and really, really good gasoline out of that plant. And then it became evil. Yeah, it became evil. I don't even smoke. I don't use weed. That's not me. But
it should be legal.
It should be legal.
Federally, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't get banned. Like our video so that the gods that be don't ban this episode.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else besides jury duty?
No, I mean, honestly, I've just been, working. We've had some changes at work. So I'm putting a lot of my effort into getting things done at work. So that's really about it, unfortunately.
Cool. Well, no news is good news sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm not going out to Maryland anytime soon that I know of. And that's pretty much what I want to do all the time.
Gotta see the grandbaby.
And she has started crawling.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, my heart.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So I've just been really throwing myself into my music production.
I've noticed.
Oh, yeah. Did you notice? So I have a new single coming out. It's called There Is a Name, and it will be released out worldwide, even for streaming, this month. It's a song about the maiden, the mother, and the crone, and her many, many names. And I thought I would debut the cover art for the single here on the show.
Sweet.
You want to see?
Yeah.
So let's check it out. What do you think?
Oh, I like that. I love the moons like that.
Yeah, I had to have the triple moon for the maiden, mother, and crone symbology.
Yeah,
You know, the
absolutely.
first verse is about the maiden. I won't go into detail. The second verse is about the mother. The third verse is about the crone. And then it talks about them in their entirety as goddess.
Yeah.
But the musical arrangement starts with just me, and then it's me and me again in 2-part harmony, which
Uh-huh.
then changes to 3-part harmony, which then changes to 4-part harmony. But the entire time this is going, there is a goddess chant going underneath the
Yeah.
song from beginning to end the
Wow.
entire time. It came out better than I ever imagined in my mind. Because, you know, when
Yeah.
I'm writing music, I can hear it
Yeah.
in my head, and it actually sounds better than what I heard in my head. So
Yeah. That's amazing.
I'm very happy about that. Victor, my husband, talked me
Mhm.
into creating a exclusive a cappella version with
Oh,
those tight harmonies that I spoke of.
yeah.
And that will also be released in some way. Stay tuned to find out how.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in being one of the first owners of There Is a Name, please get on my mailing list, which is my email list I call Per. And you can go to alexianmusic.com to get on that list. And I also give away a lot of free content through my email list, including other MP3s for free. I give away magical recipes. I give away edible recipes and desserts. People are going crazy over my brownie recipe.
Hmm.
I think that is one of the ones I get the most replies from. Oh my God, these brownies are amazing. They are amazing.
Yeah.
I also give away free mini courses through my email list.
Yeah.
I also tell some very crazy and true to life paranormal stories that have happened to me during my years on this planet. So just go to Per. It's in the upper right corner of my website. And, you know, with me, everything has to be boss related, which is my matron goddess. That's why
Right.
everything is cats, right?
Hmm.
Go to Per, click the button, very quick to get on the list, and then you'll be notified about There Is a Name, as well. Get you get your hands on all of those other freebies.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, what's next? Oh, I'm still talking about my music. So,
Yeah. We got.
um,
Huh?
I also started the Chant of the Month Club for $1.29 a month, and that is going very, very well. I started in November,
Mhm.
and we talked about that the last time, about the first song being Thank You Demeter, the second
Uh-huh.
chant being the Knot Spell, which
Mhm.
is the entire knot spell in song form. We talked about We Light the Fire and the fact that I was working on 13 Visions. Well, here's the cover for 13 Visions, which is now released exclusively through the club. 13 Visions is an herbal formulary in song form that directs you to create the sacred scrying flame
Yeah.
to, you know, do divination with. It also includes an additional 6 minutes of hypnotic meditation music to support your scrying process. And again,
It's beautiful.
I'm just blessed in how well this has come out. And Spectral, you know, my volunteer group,
Yeah.
chanted on that. And they also have chanted on what's coming up next, which is for March, and that is the chant for Dionysus.
Yes.
So Dionysus is a drunken drinking song
Yeah.
dedicated to the god of wine. And yeah, they're busy sending me. In fact, today's the deadline to get in their chanting of the name Dionysus, but also drunken party sounds. And let me just say, they're getting real creative with the drunken party sound.
I can imagine. And
It's a lot of fun listening to it. Victor and I are just giggling.
yeah, I bet.
So again, get on that list. Sign up for the Chant of the Month Club, and it's only $1.29. What an incredible deal!
It really is.
Right.
And they're gorgeous. They are absolutely ethereal. So
thank you.
I would highly encourage support of that.
These first 5 Chant of the Month songs will also be available for purchase directly from me for just under $10 as a group of 5, a bundle of 5. But you know what? It's more affordable to just join the Chant of the Month Club for future releases. Yeah, you'll get it at a cheaper price. And the reaction has been, so I'm very excited. Everything's going great.
That's awesome. It's just all about growth at this point. Keep growing.
Getting organized, which we'll talk about in another show.
Yeah.
Okay, remember, this is an interactive show with questions and answer sections later in the show. Draken will be in the YouTube comments, so don't be shy and ask your questions by typing them in. All right. My dear friend, Sandy Starr, is our guest today, and I'm so excited that she's here.
Yeah.
But if you would like to be a guest on our show or know someone who would be perfect, please tell them to visit alexianmusic.com/guest to apply. It's that easy. How is the chat going?
Chat's, we've got Natasha and Sandra just following us up along. Hopefully they're both live. So when we get to the end.
Hint, hint.
Yeah. Hit the live button.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and skip forward and bring on our guest.
Perfect.
All right. I have to hit the right buttons first.
Right.
It's time for Pagan Visual Arts.
Up, do up, bibbidi do up.
So I'm so excited to introduce today's special guest, someone who's not only a close friend of mine, but also an incredible talent in so many ways. She's an accomplished actress you might recognize from past national commercials and even the iconic film Passenger 57 alongside Wesley Snipes. But that's just the beginning of her story. She was also featured Fine Artist in Orlando Magazine, a testament to her remarkable creative flair. Sandy's an extraordinary painter, capturing the beauty of landscapes, wildlife, cozy homes, and even adorable pet portraits. So if you got a pet, you might want to have her paint your pet portrait. She truly brings everything she touches to life. I'm so excited for everyone to get to know her and her artwork. Please welcome to the stage, Sandy Starr.
Hey, who was that you were talking about?
That was you, baby.
Hi.
You did all of those things.
Yeah, congrats on your anniversary.
Thank you. I can't believe it's been 13 months. It's been a whole year. It went by so quick.
Tell me about it. It goes too fast.
It goes faster when we get older, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit faster,
It's like, wait, I just saw you, my music lesson. I just saw you. Wait, that was a week ago? It feels like yesterday. Seriously, I say that sometimes to them. So we first met on the set of Passenger 57.
Yeah, boy, that was a while ago. It was Wesley.
There's Mr. Wesley, the youngster himself.
Yeah, we were younger too, but we
a
looked
lot
better.
younger. Yeah. Do you see these little white words down here on this DVD case? It says, he's an ex-cop with a bad mouth, a bad attitude, and a bad seat. For the terrorists on Flight 163, he's very bad news.
Yeah, bad day. It was fun, though. It was fun.
Oh, my God. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Who's this?
Oh, my God. Good Lord. Who was that?
Look at you with your curlies.
Yeah.
Okay, and I wanted to surprise you with your headshot. And to be fair,
oh, there you go. See, look at who's that young man.
that's the headshot that got me the part. So
Well, me too.
yeah. Here's us jumping under the passenger 57 sign at the
That's right, the
MGM
Disney.
Studios. Yeah. You see us holding hands there?
I know.
Everybody thought we were dating.
They thought we were having an affair, I think.
Oh, totally. Are gay? Hello.
Sorry, they didn't know that.
I guess I was butch enough. I don't know. Like, I don't get it, but you know, hey.
That's right. We were always just sitting there talking to each other.
Oh, yeah. We become hot and heavy friends.
Yeah.
But just friends. Like, we just hit it off, you know? Yeah. And we've been good friends ever since.
I can't believe. Oh, there they are.
There we are in front of the door. It's kind of like glared out.
Yeah, it says cast only, but the picture didn't show the.
Yeah, cast members only.
Yes, I know.
And then come through those doors with us. There's the plane fuselage. So when you see the movie Passenger 57 and you see us in it, that's what we went into every day for 3 months of filming. Okay.
They did have one that we rode around the runway in a real plane.
Oh, well, yeah, we were in other locations too. Yeah. But yes, you were on a real plane too. Yeah. That did a takeoff. Yeah. Yeah. There's the front.
Oh yeah. See, that's cool. I didn't see that picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Inside the soundstage.
And this is us inside the plane.
Yeah. Hi there, aren't we cute and young?
Yes. And this is me walking by in the background.
There you go.
Shot.
Yeah. Checking your wrist.
So I was very lucky. Somebody else was sitting behind Wesley Snipes in the movie, and the cinematographer, the director of cinematography, apparently didn't like them and removed them and put me in their stead.
There you go.
I was right behind Wesley on the plane through the whole movie. Yeah. And they also had me stand up and do that walk by.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun.
That's okay. I got to swoon into the arms of a EMT guy when I ran off the plane.
That's right. When you were released as a hostage, you got to faint.
Yeah. It was awful.
One highlight was I got chosen to be the body double for Bruce Payne because they were filming, but they were filming low, I guess, without the face. And so they needed a body double because it's cheaper to pay me than to pay him to come and film just a walk by from, the shoulders down, I guess. And so they paid me extra to get into his outfit and walk around on the plane for the day. It. Yeah. Hey, it was extra cash. I took it. Of course I did. Sure. What's your favorite behind the scenes memory?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. It was a lot of fun just watching how they filmed, everything that goes into making the movie. One thing out at the airport when we were actually doing the outside was when they were supposedly shooting at the plane and the plane was taken off and all the ambulances and police cars were chasing after. It was funny. It was fun to watch.
It's a whole process,
Yeah.
Back to one, do it again. Back to one, do it again.
2 months worth.
Were you one of the runners on the runway? They had to run the runway and go back and run.
I ran that runway for days. Yes, run off the plane and keep running until they tell you to stop and then go back
and do it again.
It's good. I was doing it 30 years ago and not now.
You and me both, sister. One of my favorite memories was of Bruce Payne, who, of course, played the villain. He's the blonde, curly-haired guy in the movie who's the bad guy. There was, you know what I'm gonna say, don't you? There was an I think it was a night, and it was late at night, and they were trying to get this scene on the plane, and people kept screwing up, and it was because everybody was very tired and
right, yeah,
like tense and nervous and anxiety, and Bruce Payne was just, he just looked at us all and said, right, and he unbuckled his pants, pulled his pants down and his underwear, bare-assed, and mooned the entire plane and crew.
It was,
and we all died laughing, right? And that released the tension. And so then they go, he pulled up his pants, rebuckled his pants, and said, okay, now let's do it. And you know what?
Got it done. Yeah.
One take.
It was funny because he was so serious in his part. Yes. You know, he was a bad guy.
But not in real life.
No.
In real life, he was really nice and very comical.
Yeah.
Yeah. As testament to mooning the entire cast and crew of Passenger 57, you know.
It was, it was quite an experience doing that.
Do you have any sad stories or negative stories?
Not really.
I do.
Do you?
I do. So the first one was about, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it, damn it. It's of Michael Horse. He took my 3-inch Amazonite crystal pendant that I was wearing, and he was fixated about it. And he said he was going to put a new bale fixture on it, you know, to hang on a necklace, because he said, oh, that's kind of cheap. What can make it better? I do jewelry work. Mm-hmm. And I believed him, and I gave him my pendant, and he never gave it back to me.
You know, that he did the same thing to me. You just reminded me, because, you know, he wore that one turquoise earring.
Yeah.
And I admired it. And I said, well, that's my birthstone. He says, well, if you bring me a turquoise, I'll make you an earring. And I gave him the turquoise and never got the earring.
Oh my God. I never knew that. Out of all of these years, it's like over 30 years ago. I never knew he did that to you too.
I saw him in a restaurant one time when I was out visiting my kids in LA. And I thought, you son of a gun, you know, you've got my turquoise. But,
yeah, it was one of my favorite crystal pendants. It was 3 inches long, and it was an Amazonite. It was just beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Michael Horse, hey, give us our jewelry back.
Well, his career went somewhere, didn't it?
Karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch. He was so nice, though.
I know he was. Yeah.
He was so nice. I trusted him.
I know.
The other negative experience I had on set was not to do with anybody else except myself. Remember when I had the nosebleed?
Yes.
My nose, I had grown up with bad nosebleeds, and I got overheated or something on set, and my nose started bleeding and it wouldn't stop. So I ran to the men's room, and I'm at the sink, and I'm trying to get it to stop, and it's just running. There's blood everywhere. And then I go in, it was getting bad. So I went into the toilet and shut the door to the stall, and I'm like in there going like this. And I guess some guy came in and saw the blood everywhere. I got freaked out, went and got security. Security came in because they thought somebody had been stabbed or something. And then they found me with the bloody nose in the stall, and they took me to the nurse, and the nurse was trying to get it to stop, and she couldn't get it to stop. And then I remember she looked me straight in the eye and she said, if your nose does not stop bleeding in the next 5 minutes, I'm calling the ambulance and your ass is going to the hospital. It stopped.
Yeah.
She scared it. She scared it to stop, but then
you scared it right back into you.
Just so happened that the next day we had off from filming. I think it was probably a Saturday or a Sunday or something. And I went to the walk-in clinic, and they cauterized my nose with acid.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I've had it done 3 times in my life, but that was one of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hey, don't forget that this is an interactive show. So type your questions into the chat, and we'll ask Sandy questions. So you were also in another film.
Yeah. couple of them. Matinee was one with John Goodman, and then Marvin's Room, which, oh geez, well, the hair's not curly there.
No, this is a newer headshot.
Yeah.
And you look younger.
Younger than now.
Oh my goodness. So you were in
Marvin's Room was with Meryl Streep and Diane Keaton. But they were filmed over on this side of the state in Brevard County.
Gotcha.
But, and a bunch of commercials and Disney things, you know.
Speaking of commercials, you were in a national commercial for Sears Pest Control.
Yes. What?
Agoraphobia, the fear of pests. If you ever remember that commercial, it was called Bugophobia, the fear of pests. And it was a Sears Pest Control commercial. That was Sandy.
Yeah, that was me. That was fun.
Played across the entire nation. And you've done lots of theater, tons of theater.
Yeah, yeah. Fun times, fun times.
All right. So now that we've established that you're a gifted and experienced actress, let's talk about your artwork, which is why we're here today.
Yeah.
How did you get started in art?
My grandmother was an artist, but she didn't start painting until she was 60 years old. And she decided to take a painting class and was really very good. And so when I was a little kid, my father was an engineer, so we traveled a lot. But when we'd come down to Miami to see my grandparents, she'd put newspaper out on her huge dining room table, and she and I would just paint together. And it just built from there. I've always drawn and painted, and just, I guess, after the film stuff in Florida kind of, died down, I took up the artwork more, and I've been doing that for about 20 years, I guess, professionally. I painted at a restaurant in Orlando for 18 of those years. While people ate dinner, they watched me paint. So it was fun. Now I just paint for when I want to, and people ask me for something specifically about their pets. Usually I paint them for them.
So let's jump back to the beginning again. And you had told me before that you used to paint in the back seat while your dad drove.
Yes. Well, he was an engineer, and we traveled a lot when I was little. And my grandfather he was actually manager of an office supply store, and he gave me a big box of Prismacolor pencils and a whole stack of papers. And so as we drove across country, I was in the back seat drawing pictures, and it's always been there, I guess.
So your grandma became an artist, and that inspired you. And then your grandpa gave you a set of colored pencils, and that's what spurred on all of this.
Yeah, that's what started. Then when I was in high school, my father got me some watercolors. So it just kept progressing, So now I'm doing oils and acrylics. And you had mentioned in your 20s, you took a week of art classes here in Florida? There was a gentleman that actually started the American Impressionist Society in the U.S. Named Bill Schultz. And he would come to Florida once a year on winter vacation and offer art classes. And so I started signing up with him. And then one summer I went up to his studio in Massachusetts. He actually had a big red barn out in the country in near Lenox, Massachusetts, and taught classes. And so I got to go up there one summer and paint. And it was great.
How picturesque does that sound?
It was. It was neat.
So I'm so happy that you said impression. Your paintings are somewhat impressionistic, which I love. When I studied art history in college, one of my favorite painters was Monet, which is
mine too.
Yeah, and I fell in love with the style. And of course, Monet is known for his water lilies.
Oh yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your artwork.
That's mine. Yes, that's mine.
Yeah,
But
that's not Monet. That's a Sandy Starr piece right there.
Yeah. I started being very impressionistic, but I've kind of evolved my own style now.
Sure.
But I still fall back on his teachings.
Yeah. Sandy, how many paintings, like originals, do you think that you have in your house right now for sale?
Probably hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
So you're very prolific.
Yeah.
But not so good on the marketing side of things.
No. I'm like, oh, you like it? Oh, that's good.
So that's why you're here today. I'm hoping to get the word out to the pagan community because I love your stuff. I've always loved your stuff. In fact, we have multiple paintings of yours that we bought that are hanging in our house, right?
Bless you guys, yes.
And you did a house portrait of Victor's parents' beach house in Puerto Rico.
I did.
You know, that's now sold. They sold it.
Oh.
So all we have left is your painting.
Oh, well, I'm glad it's still around.
Yeah, it's very special. It's very special.
Yeah.
I love this boat. Tell us a little bit about this.
Sometimes I'll just see something that hits me and I think it'll make a good painting. And I like the fact that it was all different colors, but it still moved. You know, the water and I like to paint water. It just
yes, we're gonna see a lot of them. Victor just commented that Victor's mom still has that painting of the beach house inside the new condo in Puerto Rico.
Well, I'm glad she still has it. That's great.
Yes.
That was one of the first house paintings I did for somebody.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Here's Mr. Pelican.
Mr. Pelican, yep.
Mr. Pelican 2. He's kind of sly-eyed.
Yeah, he's giving you the side eye.
Yeah, a little bit. I love your manatees.
Thank you. That foreshadowing.
Yes.
There's some more.
Love them. They're so cute.
Thanks. Yeah, they're a neat looking animal.
And this is our baby manatee made by Sandy Starr. It actually hangs in our temple room in the western quarter.
All right.
Yeah, so
Victor,
he is part of our magic. He is part of the western quarter's symbolism. Because, of course, we're Floridians and water and manatees. Hello.
I guess, I was born in Florida, so I guess I like to paint water.
Hey, making art, of course, is not easy. Tell us about that drunk guy at Cafe Angle.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, I was for a long time painting at a restaurant in Orlando. And so you'd sit there for 4 hours, work on a painting, and people could be eating and watching you paint. Well, this one night I had several paintings and mostly boats and beaches and stuff. And this guy walked up and said, how much for the boat painting? And it was a good size. And I said, $220. He goes, and tottered off. And but I could see him over at the bar, and he was watching me paint. And about an hour or two later, he came over, smelling of alcohol, came right up to my face and said, "Do you really think that painting's worth $220?" I said, let me think for a minute. The cost of the canvas, the cost of the paints, the gas to get here, 4 hours of my time, 40 years of experience. I said, you're right. It's not worth $220. Let me add a couple zeros to that.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
We have a friend of ours that has that painting now.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yes. I hate it when people belittle art, whether it be, visual art or the musical arts or whatever, right? They don't understand that people have dedicated their entire life to studying and perfecting their craft. And for somebody to come up and go, is that really worth that? Especially being drunk.
I know.
Obviously, if it was me, I probably would have been, the smart ass gay guy. And I would have said, well, honey, if you would stop drinking, you could have afforded that by last weekend,
Yeah, well, I figured, give him something to think about. But
it's true.
Probably didn't penetrate. But
I'm sure it didn't. Probably didn't even remember he said anything to you.
Probably not, but it made me feel good.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So we got some palm trees. Now this is not our painting, I don't think, but we have a palm tree painting that's really long.
Mm-hmm.
It's like short this way but long this way, and it hangs up in our house over one of our doors. We love it.
Yep.
Another one of my favorites.
Yeah. Don't have that one anymore.
I'm sure that one's sold.
Yep.
Sandpipers. So cute, running up and down the beach.
Yeah. There's another boat.
Yes. Very colorful. I love it.
Thanks. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
so many paintings.
I know that you travel a lot, and I know that sometimes you take pictures and then you paint the pictures that you took. Is this from one of your pictures or travels?
That's not, but sometimes I'll see something that reminds me of a place I've been. That one kind of reminds me of Italy or Greece.
Yeah.
And I'll just, kind of use it as something to go by.
It looks very Greece to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And this one is down in the Caribbean. It's little island off the coast of, I'm going to say St. Thomas, probably.
There you go. Love this.
That's my honorarium to Monet.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
I love Impressionism, and this is so Monet.
Yeah, that's the little bridge in his gardens in Giverny in France. Sigh on that. That's actually on a cover of a recipe book that somebody that I worked with wanted, and that's a little garden in Michigan somewhere. Not Michigan, excuse me, Indiana.
In Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Now, you've done many art shows, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You did your share of lugging the tent and popping the tent up and putting everything out and setting there in the sun and trying to sell your paintings and then breaking everything down and then taking the tent down, and it's a lot of work, right?
Yep.
You've also been to a few pagan festivals, or with your artwork. So,
yes.
And you are also a member of our coven as a dedicant as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one time you went to a festival with us and shared your artwork with the pagan community. And then we had a little swimming pool story happen. Tell us about that.
Well, you invited me to come over for the weekend. You were performing also that weekend.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So I remembered I was living in Orlando and driving to this campground, pulled up to the front, and there was a big sign that said, "Welcome. This is a clothing optional resort." And I thought, well, should I tell my kids what I've done?
They're not listening right now. It's okay.
Well, they're fine. They won't care. They thought I told them the story anyway. So yeah, it was a nice breezy weekend. We went swimming. We were to go swimming, and I looked around and I thought, I'm overdressed. So it was like, okay, when in Rome.
I believe the rule, it was a little bit of information. I think it was held at a camp that was a nudist camp, and the pagan organization had rented the camp to have the festival within. And the camp has their own rules about the pool. And the rule is you can't have clothes on in the pool, period. Yep. So I believe, if my memory serves, it was a very warm day that day.
It was.
And beautiful. We decided that we were going to go swimming. And we walked up to the pool and you're like, oh. And then you were like, F it. And the clothes came off and in you went.
Yep. I stayed underwater most of the time, but
girl, we had the hardest time getting you to get out of the pool. You didn't want to put your clothes back on once you got them off.
It was very freeing.
It's very freeing. It's a beautiful experience. And once you realize it's not sexual, like the human body is natural and it's not a sexual thing at all. You just it's a beautiful thing. And if you ever go to a gay beach, it's even more so, because then you're really connecting with nature, you know, in the ocean, and it's just gorgeous. Yeah.
Victor just made a comment. Yes, me too, Victor.
I remember that day. It was so much fun, Victor said.
It was fun. Yeah. No, in fact, I was in a writers group a couple of years ago, and I actually wrote about that experience. And all of my senior citizen lady friends were sitting around going, "Is that a true story?"
Oh my!
Yeah, well, they were okay with it. They thought, "Well,
good."
Well, and one of them said, "Let me tell you about my experience." So, you know, I figured, what the heck? Like you say, we're all the same. In fact, I looked around and I said, "You know what? I don't look that bad. I might as well just, what the heck?"
What the hell? Once you've seen them all, you've seen them, you've seen them all, So you're an actress.
Yes.
You're a painter. And now you're a writer.
Yep.
You're doing writing. That's amazing.
Well, I have that book I wrote about my trip out west.
That's right. Tell us about it.
A dear friend that you also know or knew that he had a terminal illness, and he wanted to see some of the country and visit some friends and relatives cross country. And he was telling me all about it. And I said, gee, I said, that sounds like a great trip. I said, I'd love to do something like that. And he said, why don't you come with me? And I said, well, I can't really afford a trip like that, And he goes, I can't either. We'll just mooch our way across country. And essentially we would drive for a day, stop at friend's house, or we slept in the car once in a while. But because of his illness, I figured maybe we'd make it a week or so. But 11,000 miles, and 4 weeks later, we came back to Florida.
That's amazing.
And, so I do have a little book. It's on Amazon called Unlikely Friends, and the subtitle is 11,000 Miles Odyssey. But,
hey, Draken, can you find that on Amazon and throw it up on the screen for us? We'll continue forward with the show, but
I'm not trying to put out an ad or anything. But
why not?
It was a great experience.
You got to toot your horn and let people know it exists before they know they can buy it, right?
That's what you're doing to help me out. Thank you.
It's an amazing book, and if I remember correctly, it's full of pictures too.
Yes. Yeah. There's pictures of our trip and a few paintings actually that I did too of the trip.
It's amazing.
It was a really wonderful experience because he's passed now. He's gone, but it's hard to explain, but when he passed away, his family had me do the eulogy. And so I talked about our trip. So, yeah.
So listen, if Hollywood's listening, hashtag Hollywood, hashtag Hollywood, hashtag Hollywood. Hey, I really believe that her book would make a great film. I really do. So
thanks, Doug.
Yeah.
It's just a small book, but it meaningful. All his family has, gotten copies, and
Yeah, it's a great story.
Yeah.
All right, on with the art.
Oh, there we go.
Where's this?
That's Arizona.
Okay. I didn't know if it was California or Arizona. It kind of looked Arizona, but
Yes, and this is obviously Arizona. That's near Sedona. Yep, there's some more. My friend that I went with, she wanted me to do paintings of Sedona area and Arizona area, and paid for my trip. Gave me and she paid for my airfare, and I gave her the paintings.
that's so cool.
Yeah,
We'll travel for art.
absolutely. That's what I tell. Have brush will travel.
Have brush will travel.
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
this was the California coast. That's water. Swirling waters.
That's very Florida.
Yeah, that's someplace I'd like to be sitting. That's Florida. Sort of. More California.
Our friend the egret.
Yeah, that's right. Hello.
I love the dolphin. Love him. He's so cute.
They are neat. Neat animals.
So Sandy is donating an adorable baby manatee drawing worth $40 for the Arcane Treasures giveaway
It's a
at the end
print.
of the show. And here he
There he is.
So somebody's going to win this later here in just a little while. It's an actual piece of artwork that you can hang on your Western wall of your room, just like we have ours in our temple room.
It's matted. It's just all you have to do is get a frame and put it in, or you don't need the frame, whatever.
It's beautiful. So one more reminder to type your questions into the chat if you have any. More seascapes.
Yep. As I
When
mentioned,
Sandy says, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, as I mentioned, I like water to paint water.
Yeah, that's a beautiful sunset there too.
Thanks.
As Sandy says, she's got hundreds of paintings available.
Move them on out. Oh, Sanibel Lighthouse. That
that's
sadly is no longer there because of a hurricane a couple of years ago. At Multnomah Falls in Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah, that's part of my trip out west. That a friend of mine, that used to be her sort of meditation spot.
It's beautiful.
She gave me a picture of it and showed me, and I liked it.
Is it a pond or a lake or?
I think it was just a little creek somewhere near her house, and that was also Indiana. Yeah. Ibiza in Spain.
Spain, España. So, I don't know if you saw Victor's comment that popped up. He was saying, to talk about your trip to France.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that was about 20 years ago. A friend of mine and I from high school, we went to Paris for a week, and then just a year and a half ago, my daughter took me to London for my birthday. So I'm a lucky lady.
London's watching, so wave to London.
Oh, I love London. We had a great time. I'd go back in an instant. This is Cape Canaveral near me.
Fishing boats.
Yeah, it's kind of a, I guess dry dock area where they work on the boats.
It's beautiful. Very cool painting.
Thank you.
I love this one.
I have no idea where that is. I just made it up.
Well, I love what you made up because
Oh,
it's
cool.
someplace I would like to be sitting.
Oh, well, I do a lot of that painting things, places I'd like to be. So, yeah.
So it's obvious that your artwork is inspired by the natural world. Tell us about your attraction to and your decision to paint mostly nature things.
It's the most beautiful. I mean, really, nature paints gorgeous pictures, and it's hard to sometimes even represent it on canvas because you can't beat Mother Nature.
That's right.
Try to. That's right. I try to at least give it some bit of acknowledgement in my paintings, but do the best I can.
So when you go to connect with nature and paint, what's your favorite way to relax and connect and with nature in order to paint her?
I don't really have a favorite way. I will see things, places, or buildings or animals, something that hits me, that I feel like would make a nice painting. It varies.
I just had this colorful answer in my head. I imagine you, going out and taking photos and occasionally taking an easel with you and actually being outside and painting with a pina colada in one hand and a paintbrush in the other,
I've done the paintbrush, but darn, I should have thought of the pina colada. Might have to do that next time.
There you go. Be prepared.
Yeah, I like to take a lot of photographs and use them, as a jumping off point to make my own pictures.
So you do a lot of visualization.
Yeah, actually I do. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that might be why we hit it off, because I'm a visualizer too.
Yeah, could be. We talked a lot about that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
So another seaside town.
Yeah, somewhere in Europe.
Somewhere in Europe.
This one is hanging on my wall right here. Yep.
That reminds me actually of the Ozarks, growing up back on the farm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, my former in-laws had a farm. Actually, we owned the farm, but they lived on it. And I think and this is Italy.
I love that one.
It was kind of actually the rooftops were orange, but I was doing an experiment to see if I could change it up a little bit. So they're blue.
Oh, I love it. I love the whole,
Mm-hmm. I went through a phase where I painted doors and windows and arches. I called it portals. It was my my theme. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I recently went to a family reunion back home in Missouri for my family, and we went to my great grandfather on my mother's side of the family. They have a log cabin, and it still exists, and it's from the 1800s, and it still exists because the people that own the land now keep it up, and they actually have events out there next to the log cabin, and people rent it for weddings and all sorts of stuff.
Neat. Yeah.
Off to the side of the log cabin was a tiny shack, and that was my great grandfather's office building because he was a justice of the peace, apparently.
Oh, for goodness sake.
And he had a little sign with his name on it, Justice of the Peace, that hung outside the door, and people would come and step up 2 steps to get inside the little hut. And when I say shack, it's literally the size of a room. It's very small, like 10 by 10. Okay.
Yeah, that's all you need.
But all he had room for was a bookshelf and a desk. And the window was right in front of his desk looking out. And I took a photo of me standing right where my great grandfather would have been working every day out the window. And there out the window was my sister.
Oh, for goodness sake.
So I thought it's kind of like a portal through time.
Yeah.
Like if he was sitting here looking out the window, seeing his great granddaughter as an adult
Wow.
child, you
Uh-huh.
know, it was a very cool photo.
Well, that is neat. Yeah.
So
All
anywho,
right.
I love photos or paintings like this as well.
Yeah, it's fun. And this is,
Poppies.
yeah, I call it a dream, you know. So, oops, hello. This was a commission. A lady up in Indiana again wanted me to do a painting of a ladybug. So there it is.
She's gorgeous.
It was fun. You know, I'd never done a bug before, but there it is. And her daughter had a horse. Same one.
Now we're getting into the pet portrait area, right?
Yeah, this is the first horse I ever painted, but she had been a mounted policeman.
Oh,
And
wow.
this was her horse, and she wanted a painting of him. So
It's a
there he is.
beautiful horse.
Yeah, it was pretty.
So if you are watching and you have a pet and you would like to have Sandy, commemorate your pet in a portrait, you can contact her. And we'll share her contact information here at the end of the show. And it's also in the comments below. I'm sorry, the description in the YouTube description. It'll be there where you can click and get in touch with Sandy.
Yeah, I read that.
So, anywho, she's really good at these.
Oh, yeah.
He's so cute.
Little puppy.
Little puppy.
Yeah. This one is a little three-legged dog. Bless his
Aw.
heart. Yeah. And this doggy, he's about 10 feet tall now. I can sit in a chair and look him eye to eye when he's standing.
Wow.
He's a big boy, but oh yeah. You know, it's funny. Every painting I do of an animal, I tend to fall for the pet. You know, it's like, oh, I love this little dog, or I love this little kitty. It's so cute.
Well, you're painting their soul.
I guess, yeah, it's fun. It's so hard to get it just right, too. I've got one right now I'm working on. It's like, but it'll get there. Oh yeah, that's Diddums. That's his name.
What's his name?
Diddums.
Diddums.
Mm-hmm. His owner named him Diddums because he was always saying, "Diddums, have your dinner."
Aw.
It's so cute. Yeah, he's a pretty dog. Oh, Mallory, that's my daughter's puppy dog. Yeah.
Aw.
She was a sweetheart. Yeah. Yeah. Goodness. Oh, and then there's some sailboats.
Yeah. So before we go into the sailboats, you have actually won awards for your artwork.
Yes.
Yes. And you were featured in Orlando Magazine as an artist. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was a surprise. Kind of. I was painting at Tutu Tag. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you. Salute.
I think it was while I was at Tutu Tango because one of the paintings was of the restaurant where I was painting, and they asked me for a couple paintings. They wanted to put them in the magazine. I thought, well, that's nice. And it ended up being one of their featured artists, which I didn't know was going to happen. But I have the magazine.
I do too. I have it scanned as well.
All right.
I should have brought that into the. Oh well, too late now.
That's okay. I know. Me too.
That's very cool.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, here's another.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll go back.
No, I was just going to say this one's very impressionistic. You can tell my phases, how they change a little bit here and there.
Yes, this reminds me actually of Puerto Rico, or over on the coast on the what is it called? The river? Intercoastal?
Oh yeah, intercoastal.
Yeah.
Not the Gulf.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. We'll get
That's
banned.
Never mind. Yeah. Yeah, see, this one is a little different. This one I think I painted this one night at the restaurant.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, see, I had three little canvases, and so I made one big picture out of it.
I was wondering because I kept going back and forth. I'm like, this is not the same painting.
No, it's not.
It's not the same painting.
It's sort of, it can go with
based upon.
There you go. Based upon the original.
Yes. I love it when they separate, artists will separate in one photo into separate canvases. I think it's a really cool.
Yeah, my daughter just did a painting like that. My daughter's taking after me, bless her heart.
Really, Mandy?
She's very good. She is good.
Oh, I can't wait to see her artwork, Mandy. If you're watching,
we'll tell her about it. Yeah,
I want to see your artwork.
She's good. Yes, my kids are darn talented kids, both of them. My son's a writer.
That's right, Eric.
Eric and Mandy, my babies. Oh, yay. Here we go.
Speaking of babies, this is my favorite section. I'm a cat freak. So
Me too. That's a friend's kitty. I think his name is Shadow, if I'm not mistaken.
Aw, Shadow.
Isn't that pretty? That's my Mimi.
Mimi.
That's my Mimi. She's running around here going, get off that phone.
So have you been commissioned a lot to do pet portraits?
Yes, on Instagram, there's a bunch of them that you can see, dogs and cats both.
Even more than what we're showing today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, all it really takes is a good, clear photo, because sometimes that's why I'm having a little trouble right now. The picture's not real clear.
Yeah. So if you got a really good, clear photo of your pet, even if it is a pet that is no longer with us, you can send that, a copy of it through the mail to Sandy, and she can
email me
a painting for them.
Yeah, I could email it.
What was that?
Yeah.
Or email it. Yeah, that's true. Hey.
The one I'm doing right now is a deceased puppy, bless his heart.
Yeah.
Whoop. Hello. That's Max.
Hey, Max.
I think. Or maybe it's Molly. I forget. There have been quite a few kitties and doggies lately.
If that's not Tigger, I don't know what is.
Yeah, ain't it cute? I think that was a cute guy.
Little tiger kitty.
Yeah.
And this one's so cute.
That's Mimi.
Oh, is that Mimi?
Well, it started out to be just a generic white kitty it's supposed to be, I think the original picture was in Santorini in Greece, and the cat was white, but I made it more like my kitty.
Of course, why not?
Yeah.
It's really cute.
Thanks.
And our last painting for today.
Yeah. That's
the market.
It's a market in Seattle, I think.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thanks.
So what project did you just finish or are working on now?
I'm working on a dog painting for a friend that I guess her son's dog had passed away, and she's going to have it painted for him for a gift. But it's a solid black dog, which makes it very difficult to distinguish.
Yeah, that would be more difficult.
Yeah, it's coming along. It'll be all right.
So we were taken hostage in the movie Passenger 57. But in real life, you were on a plane that actually lost an engine mid-flight?
Oh, gosh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot I told you about that. Yes. My former husband had gotten a job overseas at a tracking station, a satellite tracking station for NASA on the island of Madagascar. And it was one of the first times I had ever been on an airplane. And we flew from Baltimore to New York, New York to Paris, and then we were going to go Paris to Madagascar with a stopover in Djibouti, French Somaliland, which is now just called Djibouti, for refueling. And so we took off from Paris overnight, we landed in Djibouti. And as we were circling over, you looked down and all it was a desert with a big X in the middle. And that was the airport. We got off the plane. It was 108 degrees at 7 in the morning.
Whew.
They served us breakfast in this Quonset hut. We got back on the plane. The plane took off and then turned around. And they made the announcement. Well, first the pilot came out of the front and looked out at one of the wings.
Not a good sign.
Not a good sign. And they made the announcement in French. Luckily, I'd had high school French because there were only 3 Americans on the plane. The rest were all French and Indian and every language. And they said, we're going back to Djibouti. And we like, oh, great. We ended up staying overnight in this little, I'd say probably a desert town. It was sort of like a French Foreign Legion town. There was a base there.
Wow.
And we sat at the airport all day waiting for them to fix the engine that apparently had quit working. And then they came out, made an announcement to everybody in French, and then looked at us like, how am I going to talk to this person? And finally I figured out we're staying in Djibouti overnight.
Wow.
So a big old Air France bus all of a sudden showed up in this little tiny airport and picked us up, and they were dropping people off all around town. The men, all the single guys, they took to the Foreign Legion base. And then we ended up in the town in front of a little restaurant, let us out and said, you're going to stay here. And we went inside, and it was a bar. And behind the bar was a set of stairs. And they said, up there. And they took us up there. And it turned out that the place that we had been given to sleep for the night had been a one night only, or you rent by the hour hotel.
I had a feeling you were going there.
Yeah, but they were very nice to us. The bathroom was down the hall. But they came and picked us up. And like I said, they couldn't talk to us because none of them spoke English, and I had at least high school French. Took us out to a little oasis in the desert where they served us Coca-Cola. And they had little tables all set up out in the area with palm trees and all this. But the odd thing was, it turned out it was the National Zoo. There was a camel tied to a tree. There was a monkey that kept jumping from table to table. It was amazing. I mean, it was like, wow, I'm in a movie. So, then they took us back to our hotel. We thought, oh, well, we had Coke at least. Took us back to our hotel, and they had set up a meal for all of the passengers that were staying there. We had filet mignon.
Oh, wow.
And lobster. I don't know where all of that came from, but it was amazing. It was a really neat experience.
Wow.
And the next morning we went out they came, picked us up, got to the airport, and there was an Air France plane and an Air Madagascar plane side by side on the runway. They had sent another plane down to get us.
Oh, so they weren't able to fix the original one.
Apparently not. Yeah.
Wow.
So, but we got to Madagascar that evening, and it was like, this is the beginning of an interesting time. And it was.
So I just have to say, for those that are listening that have never flown, has your engine ever knocked out again?
No, thank God.
No. So it's a very rare occasion.
Very rare. Yeah.
Don't let these stories scare you away from flying. You know who I'm talking to.
I actually never felt scared, though, because the plane performed with
one engine,
all the engines except the one that went out. They safely landed us, so we're fine.
They say that most planes can fly on one engine. It just won't go as fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
but it can keep,
Yeah.
airborne. So where is the place for people to find you online if they are interested in your artwork or hiring you to do a pet portrait, etc.? Where do they go?
Well, I have an Instagram,
Okay,
which is, there you go. You got it right in front.
there you go.
You're right with it. Yep. I have a lot of paintings on the Instagram account, and then they could text me or, well, actually email me.
Yeah.
It's starsandy@gmail.com. There it is.
And there you go.
Well,
Sandy,
my friend.
is it Sandy Starr at Gmail? Or
No,
Starr Sandy?
it's Starr Sandy. You've got it backwards. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's backwards. Can we fix that real quick? Sorry. That would be
Okay.
my fault. I did it wrong.
No problem.
I have it in my notes correctly, but when I typed it, I put it
Yeah.
the
You
wrong
might
way.
find something weird with starsandy.com, so be careful.
You mean Sandy Starr?
Sandy's, yeah, because somebody bought my, there you go.
Now it's
Sandy.
correct.
Yeah.
Starr
I did-
Sandy.
Yeah. I did have a website, and apparently it's been bought by an Asian sex group.
Oh, how colorful.
I know. I
Different
looked at
kind
it
of paintings there.
Not my kind of painting, anyway. But-
Okay, let's bring Draken back on and see if we have any questions. Hey.
Hey, so we do have quite a few questions, but first of all, you just need to know that with the book, Sandy and Sandra, and I have got online and purchased it just
Oh,
now.
bless you. Thank you.
Oh, very cool.
So
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to read it. So we actually have several to talk about. Victor wanted for you to share what parts did you play on the movies that you were in?
I was an extra. I was a passenger on the plane in Passenger 57.
We were
was
background.
a background, yes, not extra. We're background artist. Facing the crowd, yeah.
We had to make up our own scripts.
Sure. In Marvin's room, I was like a neighbor,
Mhm.
and then in shoot, what was the name of it? Matinee. Theater goer.
Okay.
So essentially background, you
Yeah.
know.
That sounds
But,
fun.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Natasha wanted to know how much would it cost to buy one of your paintings?
Depends on the size. The pet portraits start at about 150 to 200 and up.
Mm-hmm.
Smaller size, less price. The painting, original paintings that I have still available are 200 to 300, 400.
Okay.
I'm not real expensive.
Depending on the size.
But they can message you and
Yeah, depending on the size.
okay. All right.
I'm easy. I can be negotiated.
You're easy,
Well-
but you're not cheap.
That's right. Well,
Mhm.
I would prefer someone to have something that they enjoy and like, and not think they've been ripped off.
Yeah, aw.
Well, I mean, it's worth what you put into it, though. So
Yeah, that's true. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
told the guy, my time and my
and
what
your
I-
experience and your talent, like you
Thank
shouldn't
you.
have to give that away for free. So,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've been told that. It's a lot.
So I have one more question for you.
Sure.
Debbie said, Sandy, of all your paintings you have done, what are your 3 most cherished?
Probably the ones I've done of travels I specifically made, and there's some that I like of Paris that I did, and my travels with my friend David,
Mm-hmm.
and those are the ones I keep. I don't sell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
And I have a random question.
sure.
Natasha wants to know when Victor's going to be on the show again.
Good question.
Yep.
We'll have,
He's not answering.
he's laughing in the background. I can hear him laughing.
Yeah. That handsome face needs to be. There you go.
Okay, have you guys that are watching clicked the karma button yet? That would be the like button down below. Okay,
Yep.
give us a like, give us a high five, and subscribe, and tap the bell for a better chance at winning the Arcane Treasures giveaway, which is coming right up.
And
Don't go
please
away.
Hit the like button.
Where is it?
It's down below.
Oh,
So
right.
don't go away. We'll be right back and have a little fun with Sandy with our rapid fire questions right after this short sponsor break.
Oh.
Are you ready to elevate your brand and connect with a dynamic and growing community? We invite pagan-minded businesses and services to sponsor our live YouTube show where your brand can shine. Visit alexianmusic.com/sponsor to explore this exciting opportunity. Imagine your logo taking center stage, just like our other esteemed sponsors. Join us in celebrating our shared passions and reach a dedicated audience. We can't wait to welcome you on board. Our sponsors for today's show are... Have you heard of paganmusic.com? It's a site run by Alexian and his husband Victor, who have been championing pagan music for over 30 years. They founded Earth Tone Studios in 1993 and took their support online in 1997 at paganmusic.com. They're now liquidating their stock, and some items have turned into rare collector's pieces. After the liquidation, they plan to evolve paganmusic.com into a resource hub, continuing their dedication to all pagan recording artists. Today, paganmusic.com is excited to donate a $25 cart checkout coupon for the Arcane Treasures giveaway at the end of the show. We hope it brings the winner some joyous pagan shopping. Today's show is also proudly sponsored by Alexian's official website as pagan recording artist, alexianmusic.com, where you can explore a world of pagan music and artistry. At alexianmusic.com, you'll discover a treasure trove of resources, including music recordings, online courses, as well as the Cool Cats community. Join him for bonfire bardic circles, magical spells, recipes, rituals, daily tarot videos, spiritual discussions, pentacle parties, songwriting classes, book swaps, meditations, and so much more. Be part of the fun and enrich your spiritual journey. Today, Alexian is offering a complimentary Rooted Kitten ongoing membership to the Coven of Cool Cats in the giveaway. This $4 per month membership grants you access to his vibrant and growing community. Alexian is also including a limited edition Alexian Show fridge magnet up for grabs during the Arcane Treasures giveaway at the end of the show. Don't miss your chance to snag this unique collectible and be part of the Alexian adventure. Our sponsors funded today's show, covering equipment, streaming software, and staff. Please support them as they support us. And now let's get back to the show.
Hey, welcome back. It's time for the rapid fire questions. Are you ready for this, Sandy?
I guess. We'll see.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to jot down just a quick answer onto the paper as I ask the questions. You'll have 1 minute to jot down 3 answers to 3 questions. And then after the timer runs out, we'll discuss in full. Okay?
Okay.
So here we go. All right. First question. I have to find it because my thing was pulled. What's the most interesting place that you've ever lived? What is the most interesting place that you've ever lived?
Am I to answer now?
Just write it down.
Oh, okay.
Number 2, you just opened a theme park based on your personality. What's its biggest attraction? And what's the park called? You just opened a theme park based on your personality. What's its biggest attraction? And what's the park called? Question 3. What's the weirdest food you've ever tried? And did you like it? What's the weirdest food you've ever tried? And did you like it? Okay, time's up. Question 1. What's the most interesting place you've ever lived?
Madagascar.
Madagascar. Tell us about that real quick.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we were on our way to Madagascar when the plane lost an engine. During the lead up to the Apollo days, there was a NASA tracking station on the island of Madagascar. And my former husband was an engineer with NASA, and we lived there for 18 months. And it was really cool. It was very
Over
interesting.
a year on Madagascar. What's some of the memories?
We had very little refrigeration. I had a refrigerator about the size of one you would put in a dormitory. And so I had to really go shopping almost every day, but there was no TV. So, all of the little housewives would take our little straw baskets down to the outdoor market and do our shopping. Then we'd sit at the sidewalk cafe for lunch and then go back home, fix dinner. It was an interesting time.
And you had that good Madagascar vanilla there.
Absolutely, but you know what? You could not buy a vanilla unless you bought just the bean. You couldn't buy it liquid.
Wow! So you had
They shipped it all out.
Yeah. So interesting tidbit here for those that are into plants. I have vanilla growing on my porch.
Cool.
Vanilla is an orchid.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that.
That's right.
When you're eating vanilla ice cream with, the vanilla bean ice cream, those little black dots that you're eating, those are orchid seeds.
Yep.
That's what vanilla is. It's the seeds. It's made from the seeds of orchids. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is. I know when I first saw that, I thought, that can't be possible. It comes in a bottle in liquid.
That's what all Americans think.
I know.
Comes in a bottle, right? And the other tidbit about that is that it's a vining plant. So it's not actually like a thing in a pot. It actually is a vine, and it grows 50, 60, hundreds of feet. So on my porch, it's like we have to weave it back and forth,
Cool.
Yeah. Question 2. You just opened a theme park based on your personality. What's its biggest attraction, and what's the park called?
I can't imagine. My personality, huh? Doug, you got to help me on this. I don't know.
Don't you? How about outrageous?
No. Fun-loving.
Fun-loving.
A little crazy.
Little crazy. I think that's outrageous.
A little different. Yeah. Unconventional.
Unconventional. How about color?
Yeah, lots of color. Maybe every building is a different color, and the main attraction is where you can go in and just throw paint all over the wall and do whatever you want to with it. Yeah.
That'd be fun, actually. I would love to do that.
What should I call it, huh?
What should you call it?
Color World. I don't know. That's
Color
not
World. Color World. I like it. Sounds like a park in Orlando. Based on art.
There you go.
Why not?
You too can be a painter.
Okay, question number 3. Oh, Sandra Wallace says vivid imagination.
See, she's got the better one.
Victor says sign me up for that park.
Any day, huh?
Okay, question 3. What's the weirdest food you've ever tried, and did you like it?
it's not really weird to a lot of people, but escargot, snails, it's like, nah. No,
You didn't like it?
no, I think it's more the idea of it than the actual taste. It's like, no, I don't want to eat a snail. Thank you.
I don't like it either.
Uh-uh.
I don't like it either.
But,
and I will also add, I had frog legs made French style, which is very slimy and in butter sauce.
Yeah,
and I did
no
not
thanks.
like that either.
No.
But I've had frog legs and I loved them before. And
Well,
that's
they're pretty.
the country way, otherwise known as the country fried way.
Right.
You know, you bread them and fry them like chicken and they taste like chicken.
And there is one other thing that I just remembered. In Wyoming, I had what they call mountain oysters, which I think you probably know.
I know of that, and I do not eat them.
No, me either. When I was on my road trip with my friend, we stopped for lunch, and there was a big sign going, "This weekend, the Testicle Festival." And it was like, what? But turns out it was their food that they were, you know, poor little cows and calves, I guess, gave for the occasion.
Oh my goodness gracious!
No thanks.
Oh my goodness! So people are dying to know. You know, we did the teaser at the beginning of the show that we slept together. So did we really sleep together, Sandy?
We did.
We did.
We just slept. It was one of the nights. Am I supposed to tell now what it was?
Yeah, you can tell.
It was one of the nights when we were filming Passenger 57 that it went way over time, and it was dark. And the extras or background actors, the holding area was actually part of a carnival, and there were bales of hay everywhere. And so you and I said, let's take a nap. It's 3 a.m. or whatever. And we curled up on a big hay bale together to keep warm.
It was very late. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. It was cold. They didn't need us right away. And we're like, we're just going to lay down and take a nap. But like, it's so freaking cold. So I think what we did is we took our coats and we laid them across ourselves like blankets and snuggled up together on the hay bale to keep warm.
I know, body heat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just reinforced that rumor that we were sleeping together.
They're like, oh, isn't that cute? They're together. Yeah.
True story. So yes, we slept. And
yes,
that was
we slept. Yes. Literally, but we slept.
Okay, let's bring Draken back. I can't talk today. Mercury in retrograde is approaching. This is my barometer for Mercury in retrograde. It is approaching. It's going to happen in the next 2 weeks, guaranteed. I'll have to look it up.
Watch myself.
Okay, let's bring Draken back on. There we go.
Hi.
Hey, darling. So the moment you've been waiting for, everyone that's watching, has finally arrived. It's time for that Arcane Treasures giveaway. So the secret code of the day is #art. That's #art. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you would like to enter the drawing for the prizes today, just type #art into the comments in YouTube down below. Okay, but before we draw, this is your last chance for karma points. Okay, so spank that like button, subscribe, and poke the bell. All right, and I really need you guys that are watching to enter because right now we have nobody. So here we go. You got 1 minute to enter the drawing. Where is my...
There we go.
Okay, tell them what they're going to win.
So, hang on. Someone is about to win an adorable baby manatee drawing by Sandy Starr worth $40. The $25 coupon for some joyous shopping at paganmusic.com. A free ongoing membership to Alexian's Cool Cats community. And an Alexian Show limited edition fridge magnet. To enter to win, just type #art into the YouTube chat.
Right. And then we're going to have a second roll.
Right.
Or-
The second roll. You want to tell them?
You go ahead.
A unique Alexian Show tumbler, metal, glass for drinking, and there's only 3 in existence. So,
It's a collector's
Mine,
item, folks.
Alexians and yours.
That's it.
So, we've got a
Draken,
couple.
mine, and whoever wins. Okay. Time is up. Let me throw the here we go. Well, somebody's going to win one and somebody's going to win the other because we only got 2 entries. So here we go.
Yeah.
This is for the drawing for all of the goodies except for
The
the
tumbler.
unique cup tumbler. Okay. So here we go. Good luck.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
How pretty.
Okay. Victor, you can't win.
I'll give you a picture of Victor.
Victor's my husband. He's disqualified. he cannot enter. That's not fair. All right, so we're gonna redo this, okay? And we're gonna do the art, and we're gonna draw again. And look who's gonna win. It's gonna be Sandra. It has to be Sandra. There we go.
Yay.
So because it was the only 2 of you that entered, Sandra gets it all.
All right.
Okay.
You picked your right day to be
The
here.
tumbler and the $25 coupon and all of that good stuff is all yours. Congratulations to Sandy.
I can't hear you.
Now.com to
Oh, there you go.
claim your treasures. Let me take that off the screen. If you haven't seen our previous episodes, they're available for replay, so check them out. I also want to express a heartfelt thank you to my guest, Sandy Starr, today. Thank you so much for joining us and making this show special. Draken and I will be back next month with Tamara Ambrose, psychic and herbalist. Have a fabulous, wonderful day, and
Good
we'll
to
see you next week.
Good
Bye.
to see you. Thanks. Bye.